What's up, YouTube? It's that man, Abu, is brother man, and welcome to the channel. It's Paint Points. Today we got Giannis to the Knicks. Giannis to the Knicks. Giannis to the Knicks. New trade idea scenario. Karl Anthony Towns and McBride will straight up for Giannis. That's what we going with. We trying to see Giannis in a new jersey after next week.
I'm going to go with pretenders on this one, but it kind of depends really, Tommy, on who are they trading for Giannis. Right now, they're reportedly shopping Karl Anthony Towns. He's having one of the worst shooting seasons by his standards.
Now, you're going to need a third team. Now, a third team needed for draft picks and to offload the Kuzma contract. Because if you're Milwaukee and you want to maximize your abilities from this, you trade Giannis for Karl Anthony Towns. And then when a third team could come in and they could produce draft picks for you and you could offload Kuzma. But the tough thing about that is finding a place where Kuzma is wanted. That's the biggest problem when it comes to Kyle Kuzma. It's not his contract. It's trading him somewhere where he will be wanted. Is that Atlanta? Is Atlanta willing to give up a couple picks? Are the Pelicans? The Pelicans made two great selections in this past draft with Jeremiah Fears and Queen. They could build on those two guys. You know what I'm saying? Do you bring in a Kuzma for the contract and offload him later? You dig what I'm saying? So even though the Knicks, Giannis to the Knicks could be just a straight up trade for Towns and Giannis, I believe for Milwaukee's sake, they would want and need a third team to offload the Kuzma contract and to get back draft picks as well. Because the New York Knicks aren't draft pick rich. So don't just make a trade because dude went out. Nah, bro. Get back the best possible scenario. And that will be getting a third team so he can offload that bullshit-ass contract from that bullshit-ass guy, Kyle Kuzma.
His career, and he's a defensive liability. Now, from salary matching purposes, trading Cat for Giannis works out. But if you're the Bucks, why would you want to do that, right? The Knicks basically don't have any draft picks that they can attach. They have the Wizards, but it's in the upcoming draft, but it's protected 1 through 8, and after that, it converts to 2 second-round picks. So if you're the Bucks, there's really no reason to do that. So now all of a sudden, you're probably going to have to move OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges.
For him, and the franchise is starting to listen. League sources tell ESPN. Issue with Adrian Griffin, he gets fired. We bring in Doc Rivers, and it has been hell ever since. Please look up a Jay Crowder tweet, former Milwaukee Buck. It has been hell ever since. So Giannis, this your fault, first and foremost. And this is somebody who's on Team Giannis more than any national or public television personality you will see. With that being said, where do I want to see Giannis go? I want to say the Spurs.
Oh,
I want to say,
you want to see the league crumble, brother.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
The Spurs would crumble.
The Spurs would crumble.
Yeah. Who you giving up?
Yeah, it depends on who you give up.
Let's talk.
You can't give up young guards.
Entire team.
Castle?
No. That's who you'd have to give up.
I ain't giving up
Hell
Castle.
no, I'm not giving up Castle for that.
Who you giving up? Like this what
You
people
need to have a
understand.
backcourt.
So I'm
When
tired
you
of hearing that, bro.
acquire Giannis, you giving up a lot. You giving up draft picks and really good players. I don't look what how Oklahoma City.
Come on, bro. Emmanuel Acho, bro. This week has been Emmanuel Acho. Now, granted, you're not the first person I've heard say Giannis to the Spurs, or you're not the first person I heard floated out there. But you've had a week of bad takes, bro. First, you told Shador not to listen to his coach. God damn, bro. What the fuck? What type of shit is that? Damn. You told Shador not to listen to his coach. Now, I understand what you mean by that. What you mean by that is with Tom Monken, Shador is going to be able to be Shador. Shador would not have to feel like he got to walk on pins and needles around these white men, and he could be himself. He could do the stage shining, perfect timing. You dig what I'm saying? So I understand, but I don't understand what Emmanuel Archer was saying about Shador. Shador, listen to your fucking coach, bro. The fuck? Listen, you got these niggas said don't listen to your coach. What the fuck you supposed to do? The fuck? And then he said Giannis to the Spurs for Castle. The fuck? First of all, the money don't match. So for Giannis to get traded to a team like the Spurs, you're gonna need a whole bunch of players, and then you're gonna need a third team for draft picks because we don't think the Spurs are gonna have a lottery pick for a while, probably ever while Vic is on the team. You know what I'm saying? So let's get off Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho, I understand you got the Speak Easy podcast or whatever, but his takes ain't been what you would want them to be lately. All right, let's check out Bill Simmons. He actually says a trade to the Knicks does not make sense. Wow. Let's see why, and let's see what he got to say.
But I think what people don't realize is they don't have any picks, right? They already gave away all of those.
Yeah,
The only real way to do a trade that could at least make the Bucks go, would be Towns with Anunoby. And then
But Towns with Anunoby does the money match? Because from what I believe, Carl Anthony Towns got a max, super max. Giannis got a super max. Anunoby got a max. So you're gonna need to throw in. You're gonna need to throw in too much. Milwaukee should not be trying to win a championship with this trade. Milwaukee should be trying to regroup, rebuild. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen two teams trade with each other that are on the same level at the moment. It just doesn't make any sense.
you take back Kuzma and Portis with.
Okay, now the money matches. My fault. I guess I should have let the shit play. So, Carl Anthony Towns, Anunoby for Kuzma. Oh, hell no. Nah. Kuzma in New York, he wouldn't survive. Kuzma is not surviving in New York. They're going to kick him out of town before he even get there. Kuzma in New York that will be theater. That will be content. Now, Kyle Kuzma in New York is content. But you need to add him in if you're going to bring in Anunoby. You need to make the money match. Bobby Portis, has a reasonable contract. Nothing's too serious. But I don't like it just because he put Kuzma in play.
Giannis, and that kind of works with the money. I have no idea why Milwaukee would do that. Milwaukee doesn't have their picks they're either the picks are gone or they have swaps for the next 5 years. If you're Milwaukee, why wouldn't you just keep Giannis, one of the best players in the league, over being like, all right, fine, we'll trade you and we'll just cripple ourselves for.
Because you could either make this man work. I think Giannis is 31 years old. You're putting more on his shoulders. You're putting more and more on his shoulders instead of making it easier for the guy. So Milwaukee they're incapable of handling the Giannis situation. They're incapable of handling their current superstar. That's why they need to trade him.
For the next half decade. The Knicks don't have anything offered. They made their moves already. That's the problem with this.
The thing that gets me going about these reports is if they didn't do the Bridges deal, I would say this is a done deal. It's all right there. It felt like they were doing everything to get to this point. I'm not trying to be
saying they shot their wad with Bridges.
I wish they could do that one over.
Damn. All right, we got the loudest in the room. The loudest in the room, Stephen A. Smith. He says, this is the only way Giannis gets traded to the Knicks. Let's see what he got to say.
The only way that Giannis Antetokounmpo will end up a New York Knick is if he specifically goes to the Milwaukee Bucks and says, I want out and I want to go to New York.
But you right, but I don't think he's dropping his nuts like that. I don't think Giannis dropping his nuts like that. Cut the umbilical cord, Giannis. Let's go.
The reason I say that is because if he just says, I want out, and Milwaukee has the license to trade him elsewhere.
Anywhere.
The assets that they could get for his services are considerably better in other places
Exactly.
than they are in New York. New York doesn't have what you would like. Why? Because they gave away 5 first-round picks, 4 unprotected for Mikal Bridges last summer. That's why. So because of that,
Stupid. 5 picks from Mikal Bridges? What was your plan? See, this is my problem with these niggas when they be just trading away their assets. What was your plan for Mikal Bridges when you traded away 5 picks? What was your plans for him? And is he fulfilling those needs right now? If he was, you wouldn't be talking about no damn Giannis. If he was, you wouldn't be talking about no damn Giannis. So let's go back to my trade scenario. My trade idea scenario, Karl Anthony Towns and McBride for Giannis. And then a third team is needed for draft picks to offload Kyle Kuzma. Who can we send Kyle Kuzma to? We already said the Pelicans. Who can we send Kyle Kuzma to? Let's just pull up the map, make it easier. Who can we send Kyle Kuzma to? Who can we send Kyle Kuzma to? Who can we send Kyle Kuzma to? And draft picks. You need draft picks. Shit, send Kuzma to Portland. Fuck it. Send Kuzma to Portland. Then you got Kuzma. Oh, no. Kuzma and they played on the Wizards together. They played on the Wizards together. Denny Avia. Oh, nah. Kyle Kuzma and Denny Avia do not gel together. Kyle Kuzma and Denny Avia is a I can't see that. Let him finish it out.
could you imagine if the New York Knicks had 2 first-round picks? We got 2 first-round picks or 3 first-round picks, plus a Karl Anthony Towns, and maybe Mikal Bridges for Giannis. Could you imagine? The only way that Giannis Antetokounmpo will end up a New York Knick is if he specifically goes to the Milwaukee Bucks and says, I want out and I want to go to New York.
Damn right. All right. All right. Let's see. Possible trade scenarios. Okay. We got we got McBride. We got Hart, Anunoby, and the center. So you want to keep Karl Anthony Towns? Look at this. What they put Bassett. Bro. First pick unprotected. First pick swap. First pick top 3 protected. Why would Milwaukee do this? So Milwaukee they want a blue chip player, but they don't want to go that blue chip in Anunoby. God damn. Anunoby is a little bit too blue chip. I believe that's McBride, Mitchell, and Hart. I mean, this right here turns New York into a championship contenders. Because Giannis could still do him. Point guard gonna have to get the ball up a little more. All that ball hogging shit, one-on-one shit gonna have to stop. Karl Anthony Towns can play a highlighted version of Brook Lopez. Stand your ass on that corner and wait for the ball and dropping them threes, bro. And then when you want to get friggity with it, you get friggity with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really like this trade scenario, but let's see what they got to say about it. I don't like it. All right, let's see what Shams got to say. So Stephen A. Smith asked Sham Charania, will Giannis be traded to the Knicks? And let's see what Sham Charania got to say.
You've educated my listeners here, Sham Charania, on how there was a 2-week exclusive negotiating window that the Knicks had at their disposal this summer in order to get Giannis. One would believe that that happened because that's the one place Giannis wanted to go. They weren't able to get a deal done. So now that the Milwaukee Bucks is listening, does that mean that Giannis has left it wide open to going pretty much anywhere to just a few teams? Or is it really the Knicks that's in the leadership position if they could somehow, some way get other teams involved and manufacture a deal that the Milwaukee Bucks can stomach?
So there's two sides of this, Stephen A. The one side of it is the Knicks will definitely be among the interested teams here, Stephen A. So that should make your heart happy. But the other thing that I have for you that won't make your heart happy is if a trade were to happen, he has a level of control over this, right? Because next season is essentially an expiring year on his contract. He's going to be extension eligible. No team is giving up in a trade the types of players and assets that it'll take for a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo without knowing if this guy wants to be with you long term or where he stands on you long term. And so that's where in the offseason it was so beneficial to the Knicks. They knew he wanted to be there. It was made abundantly clear to every party involved. But now he has this level of control in the list of teams. If the Bucks were to try to move him or get seriously engaged with the team, that list goes well beyond the Knicks. His preferred destinations list, whether you want to say, it could be 3, it could be 5, but it's more than 1 and it's well beyond the Knicks. And so that is something that is different than the offseason, that is different than what the Milwaukee Bucks are having now. So if you're the Bucks right now, you have a player in Giannis who might have a preferred destinations list of, could be 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams. In the offseason, how does it get when he's essentially an expiring contract?
You've educated my listeners here, Sham Charania, on
ideas, new trade ideas for Giannis to the Knicks. We went over a couple of videos that kind of give you a little more insight, a little more background on the possibilities on why and why not. From our point of view, we're looking at Towns McBride for the Knicks, sending him to Milwaukee for Giannis. If you want to get slimy with it, Milwaukee, then you adding a 3rd team for draft picks and an offload your Kuzma contract. Straight up, man. All right, that's how it gotta go in my eyes.
Let's just get to the point.
All right, let's get to it. So with that being said, man, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you for watching the video. It's that man, Abu. It's brother man, and we gone.
Let's just get to the point.
All right, let's get to it.